class in session now. Most can't take it, but I'ma spit it anyhow. Youngins getting money, it's funny, they think they ready now. Old folks gossiping, bickering, sounding petty now. This is why the universe through this verse it has sent me now. Just to let you know, if you spit that flow, keep it steady now. Do not be distracted by this one, that one, or other sounds. You can talk that hate, but it's better to spread that love around. This is just that wisdom I give them to those that's listening. Yeah, I keep it gangster, but consciousness, I'ma mix it in. This is KRS, let me warn you, I'm not the normal. I'm that part of hip-hop that edutains and informs you. You can talk that murder, that mayhem, but let me warn you. I know the game. You reap what you speak. That's how they caught you. Take a minute and listen to the flow that supports you. When I spit it, your spirit, it rises like it ought to. So turn the volume up. The devil's time is up. Turn the volume up. The devil's time is up. Just turn the volume up. The devil's time is up. Just turn the volume up, up. I am the primitive, native, indigenous, savage, aboriginal. KRS-One is not the average. Barbarian, heathen, and pagan. Burnt-faced Negro, original man, that's what you facing. Haitian, Bayesian, Jamaican, Black, Asian. Knife in the chest of the colonist, still slaving. The Indian, the Simian, the Maroon, the Pygmy, them. The Ethiopian, the Black Carthaginian. Why focus on a continent? The earth's my dominion. The ancient ones are my ancestors, and I live with them. Kushite, Kemite, mapping the stars in the night. Divine mind guidance from the sciences of living right. Yoruba, before Jehovah and Black Noah. The agriculturalist, I am the reaper and the sower. The higher and the lower, the all-seer and the knower. I've been here already, I'm just doing it all over. Reincarnated, the holder of a boulder. The Black Atlas, holding the whole world on my shoulders. Money folder, much older, street soldier. KRS, we will be here forever, I told ya. So turn the volume up. The devil's time is up. Turn the volume up. The devil's time is up. Just turn the volume up. The devil's time is up. Just turn the volume up. Up. Up on the last verse, blast first the Nazi. You know how long these industry fools trying to stop me? But they not me, they copies, they not free. I'm the Pharaoh, bow and arrow, Bianchi, they can't top me. The ancient one, I taught the Anunnaki, watch me. Land on the set, these rappers turning Punani. Cause they know they mock me, now I'm in my armor. Spear to the throat, now what's my name, Chris Parker? There's no computer screen, I am dope, you the fiend. Your name is what a loser mean, you on the losing team. I come back spitting raps, I am looking super clean. My name is what knowledge means. Your name was stupid mean. Nightmare, right there. I don't fight fair. Man, it's quite clear. You want the truth? Keep it right here. People always telling me all these rappers are under me. That's true. I'm coming up on album number 23. Fuck with me. I don't sound like nobody. I'm no copy. I am no Gotti. I'm Nazi. I don't wait in no lobby. You know where to find me if you look. These rappers are shook. Knowledge reigning supreme. My guts go book. So turn the volume up. The devil's time is up. Turn the volume up. The devil's time is up. Just turn the volume up. The devil's time is up. Just turn the volume up.
Peace, y'all. I'm waiting on another person to come in. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, please like, share, subscribe. Today we're going to be talking about self-love. I'm about to bring you in, Sabrina. I'm waiting on Saeed. Please. Let me turn my thing on. I don't need it. Where's my... Oh, there it is. All right, peace. How are you?
Peace and Black Power.
Yes, peace and Black Power. How are you today?
I'm good.
You're good. That's
yes,
good.
I ran today.
Oh, you ran?
Yes, I ran a lot. And you?
That's good.
Explain the thing you were looking for. the constitutional state.
Oh yeah, the state constitution. I was looking for the state constitution because
Peace.
the welcome Saeed. Uh,
Welcome. Well,
the
great
state
day.
constitution, yeah, great day. The state constitution, each state here is supposed to have it. Like the Metro Council, those people are supposed to give it to you. But I just wanted people to see the runaround you get. You know what I'm saying? When you try to look for information like that. So I knew where to get it from, but you shouldn't have to drive all the way to Frankfurt to get it. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to do that. They should have had it on hand the first place that I went, but they didn't. So, and when they sent me to the federal building, I already knew that something was wrong because state and federal and metro government, city government, or whatever are all different. But it's the state legislator, so I called them. I got to run around there too. But I finally spoke to a person. It was funny because I spoke to a person, and the person I spoke to wasn't even in the department that they were supposed to transfer me to get it. But she said, because you went through I told her everything I went through. She was like, dang, you went through all that? I was like, yeah. And so she said, well, what's your name and address? I'll make sure and mail it to you. So I wrote her name down just in case. I'm gonna be looking for my state constitution to come in the mail. But yeah, somebody I think kind of misunderstood what I was doing because they commented you were wrong or something. I don't know, to that extent, So I kind of answered their question, and then we came to a common ground after they figured out what it was I was actually trying to do, you know. So that's what that was
Thank
about.
you for the information.
Yeah, I saw you on there, and I didn't see anybody until after I got out of the federal building because you couldn't see with all the sun. And then I saw your name. I was like, oh, okay. You was probably gone by then. People were like, what is she trying to do? What is she doing? But yeah, I picked that song. I thought that was a good KRS song. I like him. But so today we're going to talk about self-love. So Saeed, welcome. Sabrina, welcome.
Shalom, lady.
And well, I don't know how to say that back. What is it? Walaikum salam?
Peace. It's peace.
Or just peace? Yeah, because I'm gonna say peace.
Messieurs,
And
mesdames, belles, bonjour. We say in Creole.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
I don't.
Great day.
Oh, great day. That's what she said. That's what that means. So yeah, I think this book here. Where is it? Can y'all see it? I think this book here has a lot of stuff in it that relates to self-love. And Saeed's the one that recommended that book to me.
Yes.
What do you think about that? Do you think that book has a lot to do with it?
I think the book just goes back into our deepest problems, which is that we know the circumstances we're in. We know what we talk about doing. We all
Right.
talk about that unity and come together, but we always seem to not be able to. And I too often think that it's because we spend too much time on conscious thought and not enough time understanding that your brain is like a computer, and what you have stored inside of it is what you're going to use to make your decisions. And if somebody
Right.
has controlled that side of your brain for so long a time, for generations and generations, then you got, some hell of a things to learn to break those chains. And I think this book is just one of the greatest books that I have read.
Right.
I thought that may be able to be applied to us now, and to let us have an understanding so that we can move forward and do those things. Because we're living in what they call the strange days, and it seems like time is really tipping, and the scales are
Yeah.
tipping. And if we're not prepared to be able to survive through this trauma, because we don't have that self-love, self-worth, it's going to be
Right.
worse than it is now.
Yeah.
How are you guys define self-love?
How's what?
How do you define self-love?
Um, I think to me, I think it means to have like a high regard for your own needs. Um, I think that's involved. Um, you know, I think that's the major thing that I think that is involved is having a high regard for yourself. Taking a look at the man in the mirror and trying to work on that. That's what I think. That's the first thing that I would think. You know, what do you think?
No, I want to read the second.
Oh, that she wants you.
That's a mouthful. That's a hell of a mouthful to really talk about what self love is when we haven't had self love for so many hundreds of years, if not thousands of years. To talk about something that we have no true understanding of. Yeah, I figure that we're talking about that we've been in America for 460 years with no self love for 460 years.
Right.
So it's a hard thing. We could, the really that's a like a so big of a hard answer when
I
we're
know
in the
that's why I
situation
just
we're
said
in.
that one little thing that I'm
But
like, it's so
but
much more.
but it's a lot to it. Like that's a whole conversation. That's a whole hour conversation just in that one because it's so many facets. You know what I mean? Because you could think about oneness with creation. You could think about oneness with the universe, oneness with nature. You could think about, I mean, just so many things that applies to that. Because if we are created from God, whatever that God is, whatever you want to call it or be it to you, the closer that you find yourself and the closer you love yourself, the closer loving your lineage or linkage with that creator. And if that creator was so powerful to create you, then that same power was in you. You're that same power. And you know what I mean? Then you go into self-worth. Because when you feel love about yourself, then you feel about your worth, you know.
Right.
And your worth don't allow you to live the way we live, you know. True self-love wouldn't allow us to do so much what we do to ourselves on a daily basis, you know.
Right.
We really destroy ourselves, each of us, you know what I'm saying, independently and openly. So, now look at all the organizations that we've had. So many beautiful organizations. The Black Panthers, a beautiful organization. Most people don't even know the things that they really were doing, feeding the kids. They had breakfast programs, after school food programs,
Right.
They wasn't
Yeah,
just
they
talking,
did.
but they
Yeah,
got
they were
destroyed.
putting in work.
But they got destroyed,
Hmm.
you know, um,
Yes.
because they were able to be infiltrated, you know.
Yeah.
Our depths of self-love had to be reached, but reading books like this, yeah, it actually makes you very emotional. It makes you emotional because it makes you go back and think. It makes you go back and relate because you sit back and you read the words and then you can apply these words to your own lives and your own situations with your own family, right? And how you
Right.
deal with them, you know. And but it's powerful because it's what we need today. We need unity,
Exactly.
and
And
unity
for
comes with
me,
Right.
self-love. Yeah,
yeah, go ahead. Go
Right.
ahead.
because if I love me, then and I represent God, then I also love the God that's in you that you represent. So to love me means I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And I love you unconditionally. Not conditional love. I give love because it's what I'm here to do. I don't give love because you're giving it back or because you're buying something or you. I give it because I am love.
Yeah,
Right.
of course.
Right. That's true. Yeah,
So
that's true.
Yeah, and for me, self-love is about the discovery of your true self.
yes,
Because if you go deeper, yeah, and if you want to dig inside, you're going to be really aware of what you were, what you can do, what you can be now and tomorrow, what you were, and then
Right.
you bring all this uh, I don't know the English term. Let me say fruit. Okay, all this
Mhm.
fruit, and you're going to be able to give this fruit to someone else because
Right.
you show yourself as your true self. So you will be able to, you allow someone else to love you back, knowing who you truly are.
Yes.
And when you know who you are, you can define what your mission could be, your personal mission,
Yes.
and what you have to give to this world.
Yes.
So for me, it's how I define the self love,
Yeah.
because when you don't know, it's like you're just on earth to work, eat, sleep, and die. You know,
Right.
so you can't love
Yeah.
yourself if your only mission is three things.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. And I think it's hard for a lot of people to even get to that point to find what it is that they're supposed to do. Like, I mean, it's because we've been indoctrinated with so much. That's all we know is work, home, work, home, work, home. That's it. There's no
Mm,
time for self. And it's hard for people to break that cycle. So I think that
mm,
that has a lot to do with people even starting the journey to find self-love. It's like a
yeah.
roadblock.
And why is it so complicated for a lot of people not to question themselves about how they love themselves in our community? It's because we have too many trauma, but people don't try to interpret the process which lead to the trauma. We put this trauma as a fact of a moment in our history and then transform this fact to something to move forward, you know. So a lot of us interrogate themselves speaking only about our issues we've been talking about the last time, remember? So speaking about the issues is not uh, is not the way to show. Uh, excuse me. It's
It's okay.
yeah. It's not. How I can say. We keep saying that know your history and to know who you are. Okay, but to know who you are is not enough. You know your history. We did great things and we built this world. Okay, so you're black and you're part of this great history. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily brings the love you should have for yourself. Maybe it's going to bring you a kind of pride to be a part of this history, this community. But the process has to be the same. When how um, they destroy the family, how they destroy the way we were looking at our kings and queens, how we were supposed to breed for the white people, all these things. So when you interrogate yourself about all these things, you can understand easily why you can't you don't love yourself, and it's
Right.
hurt. It can hurt because it's going to give you a lot of pain knowing that. So maybe it's the fear, and the shame for some of us. So they prefer not to interrogate themselves and just be someone who, when they say, yeah, I love myself because I can do whatever I want, but it's not enough. As I said,
Right.
you don't love yourself because you can do whatever you want.
Right. Right. And what you said that family, and that brings that book, the book. Sorry,
I'm
you know,
looking for the book I'm going to receive on Monday.
yeah, the book. Look, the book. No, but for real, look, it says, I'm just gonna read it. It says, what did white America do to the black family? So it says, to make a black African a slave, white America chose to destroy the black family unit. Human rights such as marriages, family privileges, parental and child relationships were taken from blacks. Blacks were not considered human beings. The buying and selling of slaves was as common as buying and selling of horses and cattle. Family members were separated. Many never saw each other again. The great freedoms that the early white fathers of America fought and stood for were not applied to the black family. And then it says, how did white America choose to destroy the black family? And it says, the American pattern of family structure was strange to the slaves from Africa. And these slaves were not allowed to continue their form of family structure, and they were not allowed to participate freely in the American system of family structure. It goes into a lot more, but it's crazy that
Yeah.
you said that, and this book said the same exact thing. And this
But
book was written
yeah,
in the 80s.
if you go deeper in this thought, when you think about how they destroyed this family, you realize that a queen who was married, or because it was not really allowed to be married together, but when she was committed with a king, if they wanted to show love, they will be separate. If they just stay still, they could even don't know if someone will be back at the end of the day. Understand?
Right.
So you were like always suspicious about how you supposed to act with the one you love. And
Mm-hmm.
I was questioning myself. I was like, why those black people are so, we are so into, we want to mix with them. Why?
Yeah.
And I was like, at the end of the day, I think the black woman was not the slave. She never was. The only slave, it was the white woman, because it's the person the black guy wanted to take, because he wanted to show his real power as a man with a big M, you know. And this woman, this girl, is submitted to him, and the black woman exchange with him. They are partner, not submitted to each other. So, when you consider that, you can reappropriate your love, because we still were the real king and queens, even if we were enslaved. I don't know if I was clear, if you understand what I mean. It's easier in French, but
I
that's my
understand what
thought.
you mean.
So
Yeah.
if you consider the things like that, you don't have to be ashamed about nothing. And now we just have to say, the king and the queen, yes, you can go back home, because you love yourself enough to fight back always. So, you have nothing to be ashamed of. Just consider this part of your story as, um, how do we say, une virgule. In French, we say virgule, when you put this between two words.
The
When you
comma?
have, yes, yes.
Okay.
It was just that in our story. So, to love ourselves and to love each other and to consider it, we should love ourselves. It's in fact really easy, you know.
Yeah.
Deep scars. The scars that we carry, that trauma that you talk about, that trauma is like it's become part of our DNA. You know, when you instill fear into somebody and you instill fear through their blood for so long, it actually becomes part of their DNA. Just like, for example, something funny is that being in America, you know, I remember many times when the police would pull me over, I just feel butterflies, like nervous. Like, why am I feeling nervous? I haven't done anything. You know, just
I
that's in
know.
my DNA. That's like in our DNA to fear. But they taught us fear as babies. You know, and they've given us trauma as long as they've been here. That's just what they do. That's just what they're best at. You know, just like earlier when you say all we do is get work and come home and basically rest because we're in a race. That's because we're living a left-sided mentality. You know, see, they use their left brain more than their right brain. So the left side of your brain is logical and analytical and so forth. So everything about them is competitive, it's competing. Because you got to think in the ice age, what would you do? You're in the ice age, it can't be plentiful of food. So only the one who could compete the hardest could get the food. One who could compete the hardest could get the deer. So their nature is to be go, 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 like caveman. You know, that's their nature. But our nature is to know that we are nature.
Yeah.
We don't have to be anything. We are. So we can
And
just relax and feel the sun. We can just relax and feel our feet in the sand. We just relax and feel our feet in the grass. We can feel the power of our source. And we're
yeah,
happy. But they're not happy doing those simple things. They're happy
Yeah.
grunting and growling like their friend, you know,
exactly.
their dog, you know what I mean? That's just the way it is.
And do you think
So,
knowledge will bring unity and disunity will bring the self-love? Or do you necessarily believe that self-love will bring unity? Because the self-love is a process.
yes,
That's
So
what you
what do
need
you
first,
think?
though.
yes.
What do you think?
I think that without self-love, there can be nothing. Because they say that, what they say, you can't have what you don't first give away, or they say you can't give away what you don't have. So I can't give you a piece of me that's unified if I'm not unified in myself. So
Yeah.
self-love is the power of everything. You know, I mean, it was the whole purpose of me starting the book club because I saw black militias, I saw black radicals, I saw Pan-Africanism, I saw speakers, I saw everything. We have money. We were like what, one of the fifth richest nation amount of money we spend a year just in America. You know,
Right.
we have houses, we have cars, we have jobs, we have lives, we have TVs, we have cable, we have fancy bad foods. We have everything that we're supposed to want to have, but we don't have unity. Because the thing that we're lacking is
Oh.
self-love. We don't love ourselves, we love Massa. That's why we're so happy to have everything that he gives us.
So how do
We don't
you
realize that. You know, that's another part of our DNA. 400 some years being taught to worship Massa and worship everything Massa say is another part of our DNA. And we have to break that. And the way to break it is to understand how it happened. You know, when you understand how it happened, now you can understand that it's happening. A lot of us, we sit up all the time and we talk, oh, I love me. Oh, yeah, well, why you drink every day? I love me. Well, why you don't eat them bad foods every day? I love me. Why you talking about somebody every day? Every day you talk about somebody. That's not love. I love
Right.
me. Why you stealing every day? That
yes.
ain't love.
You're
Love
right.
is wanting for myself what I want for my brother. Love is being my brother's keeper. That's what love is. Love is
Yeah.
understanding that my brother is my brother. My sister is my sister. And what
So
I
how
do to them,
do
I'm
we
doing to myself. Because we're one. You know?
how do we
Yeah.
teach?
That's
Yeah.
the
Well,
question.
what I can say is that they are people that have um, done very well with that subject. You know, there are people that have been able to take people who were in their worst mental states and physical states and be able to turn them around. And I'm studying the words of them people right now. So I don't want to speak for those people, speak as though I'm know everything. But I say the first thing is to learn your history. one of the first things you can do to learn about yourself is learning your history. Because once you learn what you've been through, it allows you to learn who you are. Because what you go through is what the building blocks of who you are, your experiences. So when you understand your experiences and how you got to your experiences and how your people got to their experiences and so forth, and then also you can understand the value in what you have done and what you're capable of doing and who you are. So I would say part of it is to start to study, start to read, to start to find books that teach you about our history. Like I saw a post that somebody put on recently that said Tennessee just banned all African history, I believe is what the post said.
Yeah.
And I'm
Because they're
thinking to
working
myself,
race
well,
theory.
how can you do that?
Mm.
How can you just take out a race, a whole race's, and to be honest, it probably is better because it all lies anyway.
Right.
Everybody
I
gets rid of
know.
history. So in some ways, it's probably better because it should make more parents mad and homeschool and we start our own schools because it makes no sense to go to the oppressor to begin with to teach you. Like that's just not wise. You go to your oppressor, to master to teach you. That's not wise because master going to teach you to stay in place. But to think about how hard it is for us to find truth, to think about how much the propaganda is pushed upon us, to think about how many authors that write books that suppose are teaching us about ourselves and the books are garbage. Coons, how many coonery books are out here compared to how many books will tell us the truth? How many books teach us things like English is eubonics. English is a broken language. I remember when I was younger years, they used to talk about all black people speak eubonics, like they were putting us down. English is eubonics.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? English is
I
eubonics.
remember that.
And English is a very childish language in compared to most of the African or original languages.
Mm.
And Arabic is an African language. It's not a Middle Eastern language.
And do
There's
you
no
know
such thing as the Middle East.
25% of the Greek language contain African words?
Yeah.
25.
Yeah. I've also heard that the way African words, the vibrations and the tones of African words inspire your vibrations internally just by speaking.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
English doesn't do that. In English, they say there are spells.
Mm.
You know, that's
Yeah. And we're not from England. We don't speak English. I mean, it is what it is.
yes, it is. But
Yeah.
I know for myself personally, reading, especially books like the book we're talking about right now, have been a way for me to open up doors and open up layers of myself and peel back the layers to get deeper and deeper understanding of my niggisms.
When you said when you read this book, you can get emotional, what do you mean?
Well,
Because
there's a part in the book. Uh,
look,
it talks about a man who would be the head of his household because he was a big, strong buck that could handle the job and work all day, sun up. And they would take him and rape him with a cattle prod in the middle of the farm or the plantation, as I guess you would call it. And they would do this daily. And they would do this and destroy this man. This man would be over in the corner somewhere crying because they would break all the manhood out of him. And if they didn't put the cattle prod in him, they would put themselves in him day in and day out in front of the whole plantation. So for someone to do something like that, animals don't even do that. Animals kill to eat or kill to survive or harm to survive. Animals don't even harm just for the joy of harming. I ain't seen no hyenas just kill a lion so they can sit around and laugh about it. They kill them because they're competitors.
Mm.
yeah.
So we have to look at that and say, well, that's like we might have to invent a new word because it's more than beastly. Might have to invent some words to really talk
Right.
about how in depth the things that they've done upon us. The way they destroyed us. How they're still destroying us. How they realize that psychologically, it's just the power of the subconscious brain. The power of subconscious brain it's something that's almost inconceivable. How powerful it is.
Yeah.
Like you look at the pyramids and you look at like some of the Egyptian actually Comesian artifacts. You see, they knew they were 9 planets. Okay, well, it was How do they know?
Right.
Okay.
You know, some say that their minds were so powerful that they could visit. They were on the next level in being that cleansed, that far away from where we are. We are 180 degrees from ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like an arrow, and we're still on the arrow. We're still riding it until we find
Right.
self-love and get off the arrow, and then turn around, face the other direction. Then we'll stay where we are. But they're still bombarding us. They're still, look how many things. Every time you look up, you see, you can't say this word or that word, and you can't do this and you can't do that. You know. And now they got fact checkers. I didn't know what the hell a fact checker was, right? I'm
I
like, what's a
know,
fact
right?
checker? A fact checker? What is that? That's his wife put a post until the truth came out that they didn't have fact checkers. I'm like, in my mind, we still don't have fact checkers. We still don't have them in my mind. I'm not paying nothing they say that they're not even real to me. If I see some fact check up on my page, I'd be like, Bob, you know,
I
this
know.
isn't even real. You know,
Yeah.
there's knowledge on this planet about us. Asa Hiller had a book list one time. I think it had over 70,000 books on it. One list this man put out. There had over 70,000 books on it. That was 30 years ago, 40 years ago, whatever, 20, 30, whatever. So imagine how many books there are in total of power and truth and knowledge. And you imagine if we get control of those books and we just really start pushing them and read them overall, and we start taking all this money that we have and all these things we have and all these skills we have, and we start to follow Marcus Garvey and come together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, follow so many people come together.
Yeah.
That self-love lacking, you can't do it. Because the slightest little thing you mad.
Yeah.
That's the little thing you beefing.
I know.
Slightest little thing we on ego. You know?
That's what I said. I was like, as soon as people come together, it only takes one thing. Somebody will step on somebody's foot, sleep with somebody's girl, then they all broke apart.
Well, I try not to talk about religion much, and I try to talk about certain people, but I will have to say this. Elijah Muhammad, out of Dick Gregory's mouth, it was said that if you want to find a man that can answer the question we're talking about, Elijah Muhammad is proven to be that man in the sense of how many people he took and changed their worlds. And we all could mimic his thing, which was first self-love through history and knowledge of self, or science of self. Then it was self-worth, and then it was respect of your brother and sister. And that was the form in which he taught. I can't say what he taught, the exact books he taught, the exact knowledge he taught, but I can say that's the order of what he did. And we watched today, everybody loves Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Malcolm X was supposed to be a heroin addict. He was in jail for thefts. He was a robber, you know, to become one of the greatest scholars, the tongue-tied and twist with an 8th grade education, tongue-tied and twisted. Harvard and Yale and all these major schools and places, you know, supposedly in their debates, he twisted and tongue-tied it.
Mhm.
Well, how did he do that? You know, how much power did he have to feel inside of himself to be that strong? That's a power of self-love. And that's a self-love that we need as an overall. And these kind of books help us understand how we got into this hole. You know,
Yeah.
like, you know, part I liked was when it talked about some of the things that we need to work on. You know,
Yeah.
when you know, it talks about the husband should take 15 minutes and think about every day to think about how he can make his wife feel better when he get home to make her feel like the queen she is. Now she should take 15 minutes herself to try to figure out how when he get home she can make him feel like the king he is. But most of us, we come home from work, we get dogged at work. We do. We work hard, most of us underpaid. We come home and we bring the stress from work home.
Yeah.
And Unity, what are the solutions you don't identify in this book for if you have to with this book, because I didn't read, you want to speak to someone about self-love, someone in our community, what's gonna be the first question to know if this one had to do the process because you don't know about self-love yet?
Well, I would say, as far as how to fix it, um, you know, you would need to recognize what you're good at. You know, everything's already inside of you. It's just up to you to draw it out. Um, I think you need to build positive relationships. I also think that you have to be kind to yourself. Um, I think you need to learn to be assertive and say no. A lot of people have a hard time saying no to people. Uh, and I think you also need to challenge yourself. So those points to me, I would think would help you to work on fixing your own self-love. It, the number one thing on that list, like, is saying no. We have a lot of us have a hard time telling people no. I've gotten to the point now I say no a lot, and I don't even care how people feel. To be honest, I don't. I really don't. But I used to not. I used to say yes all the time. And so I guess I'm working on my own self love, with, at least two of those things, because I recognized, that I wanted to do my vegan food truck and work on my graphics and, do my own thing. And so I'm bringing that out of me. And then, like I said, I'm saying no to people that I used to say yes to, you know, because a lot of times people will say yes to you and really want to say no, but they can't do it. It's like their ego's there, like that something's in the way, which takes you back to that book because it's traumatizing.
Mhm.
But I hope eventually everybody will get there. It's just going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of time for people to get there. Now some people could get it in instant, you know, but some people, I think it's going to take a longer time, because that's a lot. It's hard. People that have been the yes man their whole life and saying no, that's hard.
Mm. So are you saying that in a certain way, if you ask someone if this person know how to say no, it will indicate um, how he treat himself or
Well,
herself?
I'm saying, like, if you learn how to say no to people, it's you're putting yourself first. Because a lot of when you say yes, like somebody say, "Oh, will you run me to the store?" and you really don't feel like it. Maybe you had something else you had to do or whatever. But you say, "Yeah, okay, I'll do it." You're putting yourself to the side for somebody else. You need to work on yourself first and then worry about that person. Now, if it's a kid or something, I get it. That's different. But a grown adult, you know, no, it doesn't work like that.
Okay, I understand. But sometimes, um, how can I say? I I agree with what you just said, but is it not also to when you want to say no and you say yes, and you try to learn to say no sometimes. So now you know when you have to say no, it's not for me, I don't want, etc. But do you think it's um, going to help you make grow the self-love in you to say no at every situation, because you just learn how to say no? Is it not a way to share love, to do something that we don't want to do sometimes, because we have to show also to someone that you can't abuse, like I can do when I don't want, because I just want to help or to show you I care or whatever. So
But
maybe it's
but that's your
something
choice, though, right?
yes, maybe it's a balance I don't know if balance is a good term, between saying no and saying yes, you know,
Right.
because when you learn how to love yourself, it has to be useful for someone else too, not only for yourself. Or you're going maybe to transform this self love in selfishness. uh, Selfishness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I don't know, it's just a question. What do you think?
What was the question? I didn't even catch. I thought you were saying the word like.
No, I'm just questioning out loud with you guys sharing. So, what do you think about this? Uh, can
You
we
can answer straight.
transform the self love to selfishness if we're so happy to say no, in another situation? I know exactly who I am, and I love myself because I know how difficult I can be and how pleasant I can be. Okay. But now, most important for me, I've learned how to care about myself first. Okay.
Right.
So I will take any chance to say no if I don't want. And for
Hmm.
me, it's not the proper way to say
Hmm.
no, because I just learned.
Yeah. I mean, as far as saying no, I don't mean like every time. You know what I mean? But I'm
Okay.
saying like there comes a time where you have to say no. Like somebody keeps asking, "Let me borrow $5." Okay. Let me borrow $5. Okay. Let me borrow $5. Okay. Eventually, you're gonna have to say no. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I mean by that. Like, you're gonna eventually have to say no. At some point in your life, you need to be assertive, step up, and say no if that's something that you don't want to do.
Yeah. So
But
the
there are
situation
times
is
that you would
someone
say
trying
yes.
to take advantage of you. If
Yeah,
you love yourself enough, you will know when someone wants to take advantage.
right,
Okay.
right. Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. What do you think, Saeed?
I'm just listening. I think that I truly understand. Just I try to check myself regularly, and I try to regularly sometimes before I go to sleep, do my little prayer, and then I try to say, okay, what you could have did better today. Who you could have been nicer to today? Did you have to not cut that lady off, or could you let that lady over there want to get off the side of the road? Could you, when you
Right.
could you open that door for that lady was coming out? She have the lady with a grocery. I try to check myself, and then try to say, okay, because tomorrow you can be a little better. Because everybody has been brainwashed from our natural selves. We all are fighting in this war. We all have to, what I'm saying? So we have to remember that, like I used the term earlier, niggerism. You know what I
I
mean?
know, right?
And that's that
You
that
done invented a
internal
word.
that's that internal stuff that's been bombarded in me since I've been born. That I'm trying to shovel out. So I have to check it. I have to try to keep it in check because some people like we get a little egoic. Some people, envy, ego. Those things have been perpetrated in that conditioning, I would say. And
Yeah.
so I try to check myself because the reality is that there is a time when you got that cousin that keep want to borrow money and you like, I'm gonna pay you back. You know he's not gonna pay you back, and you want to say
I'm
no, but
telling
you with your mind like, but yes, you have to stand up because that is letting somebody take advantage of you or use you. That doesn't make sense. But at the
and
same time,
even
I
your own
understand.
family will do it.
Yeah, yeah, I
Mm,
understand. On the other hand, I understand Sabrina when she says that as you start to love yourself, it, for me, the truest aspect that you could do to serve yourself is to serve others. So if you're here to serve, you're here to find your gift, as y'all were saying, but once you find your gift, you should be serving that gift. Because that's the reason you have the gift to share it, whatever
Yeah.
it is. So we still have to not become selfish. And
Right.
it's a balance. Everything is a balance because we're like children. We're like adult children. The reality,
Yeah,
keep it real.
I know, man.
As long as you have somebody that's controlling you and over your head, not letting you be 100% pure and free, you're an adult child. And as being an adult child, we're still finding our way.
And I
So we're
Yeah.
want to
still growing.
speak about the one who always asks. This one, for me, it's obviously he doesn't love himself enough. So, saying no, what you can do to lead this person because you have a lack of willingness, pride, or a lot. You have a lot of things or skills or whatever. So how can we make this person question themselves about you know their behavior regarding how they don't love themselves because they're just demanding things and they don't know how to do or they don't want to do you know when you know who you are and you make this self-love grow, you have this responsibility for someone else too. No, I don't know if responsibility is a good term, but in my opinion you have to transmit to someone else, and especially to those who wants to take advantage. So to be honest with them, so saying no, we should say also you don't love yourself enough, so I won't give you because you don't love yourself.
Right. Yeah, I think that's, a good start to it too, letting the person know. But some people don't want to listen.
Yeah,
uh,
of course.
You know,
So
yeah, some
it's a
people don't
fact.
want, yeah, they don't want to listen at all. They'll just keep on. It don't matter what you say.
Yeah,
They'll just keep on. But yeah, they do need to know. They need to know how to work on their own journey of self-love
yeah,
because
and
like I
they
said,
will
I'm
be
still working on
aware of
mine.
you where you at right now. So the example talks more than words.
Yeah.
I
I
believe
show you better than tell you.
that's what I believe. I believe you lead by example. My answer is going to be a little slightly different from y'all answer because y'all are one side of God, I'm one side of God, like the yin and yang. So a woman predominantly talks from emotion because y'all are emotional creatures. Y'all are the emotion of the world. That's what it's Mother Earth. And as a man, have a tendency to be more logical. But for me, I just strictly believe that you lead by example. I learned a long time ago through pain that I cannot change anyone. I've learned that through loved ones. That I can't change anyone. Only I can be an example, and I can tell the truth. The simplest thing, the greatest thing on the planet is the truth. If you accept it, or if I accept it, or that is what it is, but that doesn't change for being the truth. And that's another problem that we have is that many of us we don't accept the truth because we're so stuck into the matrix. We're so stuck into this program that we're not willing to open our minds up to accept any truth. But I'm still going to tell the truth and maybe one day to resonate. And then I have to let go because if I tell the truth and I expect something and I want to see something for my love or emotion toward that person I'm sharing with, and they don't do nothing, now I'm stressed. So I learned that I can't stress me. I can only continue to grow me. And the more I grow me, the more I radiate that love and that energy. Like if you're a soldier, let's just say you're a soldier, you're a strong person. I grew up in, around through neighborhoods and stuff. And when you walk through a neighborhood, if you walk through a neighborhood like you're scared, there's a good chance something might happen to you. That just, if you walk through the neighborhood like you're strong, most likely nothing's going to happen to you.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So the power that you give off on any thought. So the power of my thought is that I want to be about truth. So I just share
Exactly.
the truth. Then you have to let go because I wasn't always thinking the way I'm thinking today. And I hope in 10 years I won't be thinking like I'm thinking now. I hope I'll be
I
high.
know.
I hope I'll be more out the box or more everything, in 10 years. Because I'm more
Mhm.
now than I was 10 years ago.
Yeah,
I would
but
love to see myself in 10 years. That'd be so cool.
Not me.
So
That's all. But to respond to what you say, I don't want people to change, because we all know you can't change, I can't change. You just start from here and go here, and all your experiences, fulfill yourself, your true self, with something. You
Yes.
can see it. You can see you can see it if you want, or if you don't want, you don't see. So you just stay. Even if you are walking, you're still here. You
Yes.
right,
understand? You didn't cross. So, in my opinion, we all have this way, and we take things and things and things to consolidate who we are, with love, with self-love, with a lot of things. So your mind is growing, your spirit is growing, a lot of things are growing inside, and you reformulate your definition at every step. But you're still the same. It's the same word. I'm me, but my definition is going to evaluate.
Yes.
So if we want to change people, yeah, they will say no. But you just give the seed, they're going to do whatever they want with.
Yes.
right,
And maybe it's going to take a long time to grow. And you're going to be here on this path, and they're still here. And one day they're going to be next to you. You don't know.
yep,
Understand? So sometimes, most of the times, because people don't want, they feel too much comfortable in their life, and speaking about self-love, confident about who they think they are, you know. So when you have this, uh, I think this, when you think you're finished, let me see like this. When you think you are finished, you close every door. So you can do whatever you want. They just hear and look at you, but they are not interested about your process. It's a lack. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of a lot of things for them. But one day, when you're going to show the treasure you have, because you're going to shine, so it's going to be powerful. So you're going to make them blind, and they will say, all I have is a house, a car, a crazy kid, a wife, or a man who don't speak to me anymore.
right,
Maybe I have money in my bank account.
yeah,
It's empty,
yeah,
you know and maybe it's going to be too late. But your responsibility at this moment is going to will be to say no. Life is short, but still long. So this
right,
time you need now to
yeah,
align yourself with your true self. So your life will be, that treasure either, because now you're going to love yourself before you transition, and that's your real legacy to others.
right, yeah. And I think as far as learning what I've learned, and still learning, it's my responsibility to pass that information on to other people. And so that's why I do the lives that I do here, because I didn't know anything about any of the things that, I was learning. But I think my camera's crooked too. Look,
Yeah, I don't know
I'm
how
just,
it works, because my right side is here. I don't know. I'm trying to move, I disappear. So,
I know, right? I just got to move it over a little bit.
you know,
But yeah, I feel like if I don't, like, because I learned this information from somebody else and also reading books and stuff. So I feel like if I don't, like we talked about the last time, ignorance is bliss, right? I feel like if I don't tell our people this information or plant a seed for them, because that's all I'm going to do. Like you said, I can't change anybody and I don't want to try to change anybody. But if I don't do that, then I'm doing a disservice to our people. That's how I feel. You know, a lot of people, like, they come on to YouTube for that sensationalism. You know, they want to see the drama. They want to see people talking about other people. Um, you know, they want to gossip about stuff. I do see, you know, there are some channels out there where there are people talking about real issues and discussing it and trying to work on things. But most of the stuff that you see is not like that. It's all content about one particular person, making fun of that person, or content about gossip about a person, or content about gossip about celebrities, or, you know, that's that's basically what sells. And so, like, sometimes I might have one or two or three people viewing my channel when it goes live, but it'll get more views later. Sometimes people won't even comment, but they'll sit back and watch. But I don't care. You know, I don't care if they, you know, just watch and don't comment. I don't care if I have 50 people watching. I don't care if I have 1,000 people watching. I care to put out the information for somebody else to pass it on to somebody else. And
it's
hopefully
more,
that helps them in their journey of self-love. You know, that's how I feel.
it's more comfortable when you have a few, excuse me, because they are talking each other, you know, and you know that the conversation, what they're going to give you, because you have the time with these few people to interact, you know, you're going to learn something, you're going to take something, and they're going to learn and take something, you know. It's really, you know, when there's too much people, people are just listening for someone to talk.
Yeah. Yep.
They don't care.
They're just something to do, something to pass time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
The
at
thing
And
Saeed.
about
He
that,
wants to
another
say
leg,
something.
and another one, you know.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're gonna cut it short. After we're gonna let you speak, Saeed, and then we're gonna cut it off. Look.
I said that listen to what you said, and to me that means you're living in truth, in your truth, because all you care about is being truthful, and that to me is what real power comes from. You know, like I sit around, I see so many of the different people. Sometimes I go into different people's channels and I try to understand why they're there and what are they doing and what are they sharing, and I prefer to just share the truth. You know, I
Yeah.
started reading and studying hardcore maybe 30 some years ago. And it's been a long time, and I'm still peeling layers. I'm still peeling layers of cleansing myself. I'm still peeling layers of self-love. I'm still peeling layers of anger. I'm still peeling layers of animosity or negative feelings toward people that have done things to me, to be able to really to say, you know, that man really did me wrong. But Boosa, you know, I'm still peeling those layers. You
It's
know,
hard
but
sometimes,
pray,
Saeed.
I pray that if I can peel 20 or 30 or 40% of my layer off, or my niggerism out, then that means that my children should have less when they come into existence. And each generation, same way it was generationally bred into us, is the way we generationally breathe it out of us. You know, the same way they bred it into our DNA over time, consistent times, they bring it out. So to me, I just care about the truth. I just
Yeah.
care about hoping that somebody can hear me talk and they can go pick up a book. If
Yeah.
somebody can
Just
hear me
pick up a
talk and they can
book.
say, hey, I appreciate him sharing what he shared. If somebody can
Right.
hear me and know that I'm saying the words out of my mouth from my heart, hoping that those words can be used to help that person go on a journey of trying to peel their layers of self-love and self-help, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, isn't that what it means to be my brother's keeper? But the truth is just
Right.
nothing better than truth, no matter how we accept it.
excuse me. I have to go outside because my mother gonna kill me. I smell cigarettes.
That's all right. Okay, so I know you have to get off, Sabrina. I know, Saeed, you have to do something too, I think.
I have half an hour left if you want. If
Well,
you're
we can end. I mean, I was gonna
at
go ahead and end it.
9
Oh, it
p.m.
was.
for
Oh
me.
gosh, I don't know what time that is. I mean,
As you want,
here's 2,
as you
3,
want.
4,
If you
5,
want to
6,
end,
7, 8, 9. I don't even know what time that is over there. I can't calculate that.
it's
But
1 hour. It's I have a
oh,
live.
you got 1 hour. Yeah, you probably
Yes,
need to
but
give.
I want
You might
to.
need to.
I didn't wash. I want to take a shower first
Yeah,
because
that's what
I
I'm
ran
saying.
too
That's what
much
I'm
today.
saying. Yeah, you
And
got.
I'm going to receive an activist from France. It's an activist. He used to be in the politics, and he's an actor. He did a movie who received an award here in France.
Oh, cool.
The movie, um, and he's a part of kind of militia, black militia
Oh,
here in France.
somebody said something. I didn't even see it.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday. Yippee. uh,
So
yeah,
yes,
that sounds
I'm
cool.
going to leave in 15
Are
minutes.
you,
Then I can prepare myself. I don't know how to handle this camera, you know.
you're in the middle there. Yep.
Okay.
So you have to do your live. That'll be cool. Are you gonna do it on Instagram? Where are you gonna do it on?
Yeah, I don't have any YouTube, so
Okay. So you'll do it
I'm
on Instagram. So you all are gonna be
Instagram.
speaking French, right?
If there's foreigners, I will translate because the host asked me to open my page
Okay.
because of his follower. So I received so many. I don't like that with Instagram, you know, when you put your page in public because my name solitude means in English loneliness.
Mhm.
So most of the French guys think that it's like Tinder for me, if you know
Oh
what I mean.
wow. That's messed
So
up. That's
every
messed
time
up.
I have to put my page on public, you know, it's like, uh,
I know you get some weirdos because that's why I have my page private too. I don't want all those weirdos in there.
yeah.
Nope. I don't want to open
And
up my inbox and see a surprise.
the white one, you know, I say, oh, you want exotism? Buy a fucking anana and give me alone. Leave me alone, you
I
know.
know, right? Who wants to open up their inbox like and see a surprise? Not me. I don't want to see that. I'm good. Nope. Mm-mm. No,
Yeah,
I'm good.
I truly love myself, you know. I
Yeah,
don't.
I'm good. I don't even want to. I don't even see
So
why. I don't find that attractive. I'm
yeah,
sorry. I don't need to see that in my life. I
yeah. I
don't. I
don't
was on
know.
a
It's
live.
like you're the only woman on earth. What the fuck?
I was on somebody's live and somebody came on like you all are on, and they were like, I swear they had to be preparing for it because as soon as the camera popped on, they were like full like posed, showing their whole everything. I was like, man, that's traumatizing. I didn't want to see that. I did
Hmm.
not want to see that. I mean, did you think
Exactly.
that was cute? You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to see that,
Yeah.
especially sitting on somebody's panel or and especially in your inbox, you don't know what's in there until you click on it sometimes, especially if they don't write something,
Yeah.
so I feel you on the private page because both of my pages are private. Now my business pages aren't private, but that's different. But both of my my two pages, they're private because I kept getting weirdos And I
Yeah.
was like, no, I'm
So
good.
that's why after the live, I just delete it all because I don't have the time. I delete it. I spend my time delete. No, 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 no. No, you're not
Right.
consciousness. You're not even black, so leave me alone.
Sabrina. Sabrina.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
I
These
feel you.
white people, they saw, you know, there's I have a post. It's only black allowed. It's clear, crystal clear, you know. And they keep sending me this. Oh, you know how they come.
You s-
Buy an ananas, buy a pineapple, and give me alone if you want exotism. Go fuck yourself.
Right. That's being assertive. That's what I'm talking
Excuse me
about.
for my
Being able,
language, but you
no,
know,
say whatever you want to say. I don't care. I really don't. So since you have to do your live, I know you need to prepare, take your shower and all that because
I
I
wish
was rushing.
you will come a while. You both,
Yeah, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come.
honey.
I'm gonna come over there. But once you start speaking French, man, you lose me, and I'll be like, okay, okay. I can tell by their facial
Close your
expressions.
eyes, and
Maybe,
it's like a music. Yeah,
yeah,
sharing my energy with my family. I don't
yeah.
understand the word, but I'm okay. I'm peaceful with my family.
Oh, look, somebody
I
said there'll be
started like
unity.
that with you guys.
Yeah,
Keep listening, keep listening, keep listening. You know,
yeah,
we're
yeah,
fine. So French is not the, but
yeah. I can't. I took French in high school for 2 months. Uh, I think I remember the alphabet a little bit. Is it un, deux, trois,
quatre,
cat? I think that's it.
cinq.
That's all. That's
1, 2,
it.
3, 4,
That's it.
5.
Look, that's
It's
it.
like
That's all I
cinque.
remember.
It's like cinque in Spanish.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
Cinq.
I should have stayed in the daggone class, but I was like, man, this is hard. So I switched to Spanish. Okay, so let's address this question, this comment first. It looks like there's two comments. So this says there'll be unity once the government reached their hive mind project by standardizing everyone's RNA. I have no idea what that means. This must be a troll. I don't know. UN means one uniform, means one from form one shape. United Nations means one nation. What does that mean? What
He's
does
talking
this
about
mean? Say right here. What does this mean?
he's talking about what's going on now, supposedly with the jab per se in the mRNA technology being shot into people, which supposedly
Oh, I thought it
allow
was a
people
troll. My bad, Blue
to
Devil.
become controlled mentally, kind of like the movie when they had the hive. What was it? The horror movie when they had the hive and they had the zombies and whatnot. So they're saying hive mind to mean the government controlled mind.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what they was talking about. Okay, and then
Oh,
what are they talking about here? UN.
UN means,
UN.
I guess he's saying one nation, one uniform means one form, one shape, one United Nation, one nation. So I guess he's talking about
That's
like the New World Order in a
confusing.
sense. I would guess he's trying to say New World Order. UN
Ah, okay.
basically stands for the New World Order. I guess that's what he's saying in a sense. Do you support
Okay.
the
Well,
New World? Do you support this stuff you're texting, or are you anti it? Is my question.
yeah. Do you support? Yeah. Because I'm confused where that came in to
Yeah,
the conversation. You know what I'm saying? It just came from nowhere. I don't know. Let me see. I mean, well, they started off with Happy Friday, so
I don't know.
not so
I don't
far.
know though.
But I like to comment on something that was talked about earlier when y'all were talking about the men and the disrespect of men. And the disrespect of men is because women and men have lost respect for each other. If you don't have no self love, you don't have no respect for yourself. If you have no
Yeah.
respect for yourself, then you put yourself in positions that are very negative. And then so you have a culture of I'll say whoreism.
I'm coming back.
Yes.
I'm
You have a culture. Yes, you have a culture of whoreism. which means that the women are looked at as whores and men are acting like whores. And so men expect for all women to be whore-like. And I guess in some women that are whore-like are happy about those type of men. So they're feeding each other. And that comes back again to self-love. Because when you have self-love, you have respect.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with adult activities amongst adults. But when
Right.
your adult activity is amongst the world, to me, that kind of shows a lack of respect for yourself.
Yeah, especially a total stranger. You know what I'm saying? A
But
total stranger. Like, come on now.
because
Really?
see, what I try to think about, when I hear those kind of conversations, I try to think about my mother. I try to think about my daughters. I try to think about what I want for my daughters and what would I want for my mother. And so sometimes it brings up a little bit of anger when I hear certain things because there's a thin line between being disrespectful and the reality is that as a man, I believe that the first law is for me to be security for the woman. And some of the things we do as men are really just very disrespectful because what happens is that when your oppressor wants to oppress you, he studies you and he finds out, well, what are the things that I can draw him out of his positivity and negativity? The easiest way to distract a man is sexually because that's his animal state. And he can't control his animal state because he has a drive to reproduce. So now he's in conflict between being pulled in his natural reproduction self, but also being pulled in the lust of the wickedness of the world. When a man and woman's in their room and they close the door, do what you do. But in public, in respect, what happened? But as long as you make sex drive, that's the lowest state of man and the hardest one for him to control. Now, man not thinking about getting money, man not thinking about getting rid of oppressor, man not thinking about land, man not thinking about the things that man should be thinking about, you know? And women have been
Yeah.
used as well. You know, we've all been tricked. I mean, who controls the fashion industry to tell us what's attractive?
Mhm.
Who controls
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like, we're like puppets. We don't realize
Right.
it. And we're selling our souls. You know, we're
Yeah.
selling our souls, you know, and we don't realize it. So that's what made me think. And I would say that I apologize for those men as a man. You know what I mean? Like, no joke. Yeah,
What
Like,
does it
don't
mean?
apologize for them. No,
You,
I don't know. I
yeah.
think that was a troll or something because this is what he said next. UN is French for one.
but
I
is it
don't
a
know
good
what
person?
I don't know if who that is. I have no idea. I have no idea who that is.
Okay.
Actually,
Like I
I just
said, my
responded.
channel's probably gonna bring more people here now because there's more subscribers on here, and I don't know where they came from, and I don't know who that guy is, and I don't know what that stuff he was saying, but I think it might have been bad. You know what I mean? Or trying to distract.
I'm,
But that's why I just, stopped showing the comments.
that's the reason why my question from when I first read it was, are you in support of that or are you sharing the information about that?
And
Because
his answer was this.
there is information for certain things that are trying to be brought on the public. It said, you know what I mean? So, but in the same sense,
Yeah.
are you throwing it out there to say that you know, like
Okay.
are you throwing punches or are you being nice
Right.
and sharing information? That's the question.
Me,
It's
Right.
not
And
I'm
being
gonna
he
leave.
discouraged.
I'm gonna leave, but what I can say regarding what been said tonight, what I keep for myself is self-love is something you cherish
Yes,
when you got it because it allows you to know exactly how you're going to act regarding the situation you will be in front of, and then this example for others maybe will lead them to the way to this way to teach how to love themselves by the knowledge you
yes,
say
okay, he said this.
yes, by the knowledge. And you said
yes.
by the way you you're going to consider that you are the most important, not in the negative way, but you first, because you know exactly what you can handle, and you're not ready anymore to be the one who someone is going to take advantage.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just wanted to say, like, as the final, because I'm gonna read. I really like the final word of that book.
Yeah,
This
well,
book here. So make
what?
sure
No, no, no,
everybody
no,
gets
no,
this
no,
book.
no, no. I'm going to leave
Really.
because I'm going to receive it on Monday. Don't,
I can't even hold it.
don't
Wait a
read
minute. Let
for
me
me the
see.
final words, please.
Oh, okay, I won't read it. I won't read it. I won't read it.
No, no, go
I
ahead,
won't
go
read
ahead,
it.
go ahead. Go ahead.
You'll
Give me
probably
that
forget
gift.
it anyways, Sabrina. You'll forget.
Give me that gift. I'm listening.
Okay, so it says Black America. The future can be a rich experience for you, but you will have to go for it. First, you must get your act together, reestablish your family, and establish good health practices. Black Americans possess an inner strength and sensitivity that is unmatched. Once this power is aggressively and productively released, Black Americans and the whole world will have a new experience. So we can end on that note. So that's the final word, but you'll probably forget it by the time you get your book, hopefully. But he wasn't being mean. Turns out he answered his question.
Yes.
So thank you. Just sharing information.
Yes.
Okay, that's what's
Thank
up.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't have to
So,
kick you out. Because I ain't
Everything
playing
you're
that.
saying is, the information
Yeah.
you're sharing is similar to what they're saying with the mRNA technology. What supposed mRNA technology is capable of doing to the people who have the milk. You know,
Yeah.
the possibilities of those
The
people
milk.
I
Sabrina,
remember the
being
milk.
the sheep's
into what
milk.
he's talking about is a high reality.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Well, thank you for sharing
I
your
love you
information, Blue
guys.
Devil.
See you.
Thank you, Sabrina, for coming on. We'll do this again. Um, I'll try to think of another topic, another good topic, and another book. Maybe
Yeah.
we can break down, books, because that book was really good. Saeed told me I have to start reading my books because I read so many books at the same time. I don't be finishing them all. So I finished a couple books. So I was like, I wouldn't mind doing a show about the Malcolm X, the last speeches, because he said a lot in that book. I mean, a
But
lot.
maybe can come back to this book when I've got it and
Yeah,
finished
we
it
can come
fully,
back.
because
Yeah.
it's really important, and it's maybe the most important for us.
Yeah, I want to see your reaction when you read that book.
Yeah.
Because Saeed told me what he was like, you gonna be like, and I was like, what? I was like, wow. But I want to see your reaction. So I know
Okay.
you have to go, but thank you for coming on. Thank you everybody for tuning in who tuned
Thank
in.
you for
Please
inviting
make sure
me.
you like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Isn't that what you're supposed to say? Look. All
peace.
right.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace. All right.
What's up, boss?
All right. Peace, y'all.